We are live. Welcome everybody to the live stream here. We have a special guest, and I always have to do this with this because it mirrors. So, special guest Coda from Defy the Grid. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
And let's see. Let's run through the chat real quick. So, STP, so Southern Tier, you're always here and first and whatnot. And we have Off Grid Master, my moderator. Thank you for being here and already posting Defy the Grid in the Facebook and the website. So thank you for that. And this is going to be a really fun and exciting interview. So I'm really, really looking forward to this one. Let's see. So I have a ton of questions, and some of these have been sent in by subscribers. But first, will you tell everybody a little bit about you that don't know who you are?
Yeah, my name's Coda. I'm the owner of Defy the Grid, Gold and Silver. This whole business, it started in 2020. I honestly, we started with the gold backs, which are these little things right here. They, it's 1/1000th of an ounce. And I just saw, previous to starting, there you go. Previous to starting the company, it was during the coronavirus. Sorry, not sure if I could say that, but it was during that, and they started saying, well, the germs can spread on cash, so you guys should stop using cash. And they were really demonizing cash. And then there was the coin shortage. And then I thought a little bit about it, and I thought they're trying to get rid of cash, and that just kept on going through my mind. Like, I've never purchased a gun with a credit card. I'll tell you that much. It's always been with cash, and I got thinking of ways, how can I purchase a gun without a credit card? I don't want to have one more layer of tracing. And when the gold backs showed up, I just saw like an ad with Jeremy Cordone on there, and it was very new. And I said, that is the solution. And so I just approached Jeremy. He happened to live the town over. And I just asked, hey, can we be a distributor? And he's like, well, do you have a website? And I'm like, well, I have this solar panel company that isn't doing too well. It's called Defy the Grid. I could put your products on there. And he's like, oh, that's kind of edgy. I like it. So I just Defy the Grid. I intended on it being a different name, but it just stuck so well because there's always some sort of grid that we need to defy.
I love it. And that went right to my next question, because I was like, man, you picked almost the perfect name. There's got to be something behind it.
Yeah, I lived in my van when I was in California because rents were just incredibly high. And, I got into solar panels, into charge controllers and things like that. And, I knew how to set it up. And so Defy the Grid was, my hobby, off-grid type thing, and which it turned into gold and silver.
Excellent. So let's see. So on your business and on your website, which Off Grid Master did post a link there for everybody to go check out. What do you offer on your website?
Just about everything gold and silver. The main product that we sell are gold backs because we truly believe in gold backs. We've made several purchases. I've purchased eggs with gold backs from like a local farmer. Just so many different things. Lemonade with gold backs. Our favorite restaurant in Spring City, they accept gold backs, and they have the best Reubens, but they're a little bit overpriced for me. And so I just use gold backs, and you get like an automatic 10% discount, no matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're the dealer or anything, but the exchange rate works that way, where you'd get like a 10 or a pretty good discount if you buy them from us and then you use them in the wild.
Oh yeah. And I was noticing that too, as I started to get in and exploring on gold backs and looking at things. That's how I stumbled upon you, because I first saw them in a small coin shop, and I think for a $1 gold back, I think they wanted like $20, and then they put it in their half off bin, and then they wanted $10, and I didn't know any better, so I bought it. And then I started looking because I wanted more, and I started seeing all these prices, and I stumbled upon yours. And I'm like, wait a second, how much do you want for this?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Can I present my screen? I think I want to show you.
Yep, if you can.
Let me go ahead and show you kind of a little bit what I'm talking about. Let's do this. Screen. I've never done this before. Okay. All right. Which screen do you have?
It is still on you.
Oh, got it.
Now you got me all curious.
Yeah, yeah. This is, man, we're discovering real time right now. All
Which,
right, so you got you right
the,
here we are.
the most important thing right there. Love me a good Reuben.
Okay. Yep. If you go to goldback.com.
Mm-hmm.
So right here, actually on the front page, if it loads, I'm all about defying the grid. I don't have like the traditional internet. I have like a hotspot, so my internet's a little slow. But right here, one gold back, it's $4.22. That's the recommended exchange rate. And then you can go over here to the calculator. And then let's say, okay, here we go. Just got to wait for it to show up, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Let's say your Reuben sandwich is 17 bucks. And then you're using the exchange rate. I mean, you can change this if you think that you want a lower exchange rate or and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But it's saying here at the bottom, goldbacks due 5. And then let's say you pay 5 goldbacks. And then the store needs to pay you $4.10 with change. And that's essentially how it all works out. I mean, let's say the other day, actually, it was like maybe a few months ago, I had a solar installer come over because I have a fear of heights. I don't want to get up. I've hurt myself previously. And so the solar installer was coming over and, he was giving me a bid. And then I just gave him a gold back. And he's like, oh, what's this? And I just 5 minutes of explaining it. And I didn't even ask him, but he's like, can you pay me with these? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I paid him like $3,000 in gold backs.
Wow.
And he loved it because he can spend them in our community. If you go over here, you hover around gold backs. If you click on featured businesses, it'll show you a map of the places that accept them. So for example, here in Utah, there's over 400 stores that accept gold backs. There's New Hampshire, wow, Wyoming, Nevada, and South Dakota. And pretty soon, there's a lot of rumblings about Texas. Mm-hmm. But even if your state does not appear here, gold backs can be used as bartering instruments no matter where you are. As long as bartering is still legal, you can use them to barter. But you go ahead and click into Utah. Just as an example, and I can show you all the places that accept these. And there's many more. For example, that solar installer, he wasn't even on this list. He just, the Federal Reserve convinced him enough that his cash was worthless and he wanted to be paid in gold. So yeah, apologies for the internet speed. Again, this is the price I pay for being off the grid.
So well, there's a good one.
Yeah, do you, Utah, they're just kind of scattered.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, we can go ahead and scroll in. Let's see, Lehigh. Let's see what this place is. Plumbing, heating, and cooling. You can use gold backs for plumbing, heating, and cooling. Whoops. Okay, this one, Ogden's Flooring Design.
Nice.
This one's Toxic Rats Dungeon Terrain. All right. I never knew something like that was possible. Quality Metalworks. I'm just clicking on random ones. Expanding Heart. And the local honey man. Man, that's awesome. You can buy honey with gold backs.
That is awesome.
Yeah, let's do 2 more. JB Shelving. And let's see what's all the way out here. Hoofbeats to healing. So these are a lot of like small businesses. There are
Right.
there are some businesses, like I don't know if you know what Ace Hardware is.
Uh-huh.
It's a Ace Hardware store. There's about 4 of them out here. I'm not exactly sure where they're located. But also, let me go ahead. Let's visit the homepage again and see what
Hmm.
the exchange rate is.
Okay.
$4.22. That's what most people spend goldbacks for. Now, if we go to defythegrid.com
Hmm.
and in Defy the Grid, go to goldbacks. It's prominently on the front page. And then you can buy a goldback for $3.89. Let's get a calculator out here. Okay, so here's my trigonometry, I guess I was working on earlier. Just joking, I'm not that smart. So $4.25, is that right? Or was that 22?
I think it was 22.
Okay, got it. 22 minus 389 equals that. Then you divide that by 422. You're getting about almost an 8% discount every time you use goldbacks in the wild.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, with the way the economy is going right now, it does not take much to convince someone to accept gold as payment.
Yes. Which that brings it into one of these questions. Who do
Yeah.
you think might be the next state or states to start accepting goldbacks?
Ooh. There's been I can't tell you definitively,
Hmm.
but there's been a lot of rumblings about Texas. I'm not exactly sure which state will be next, but honestly, it doesn't take much
Hmm.
to really find out. So let's see. Can you see my screen, or am I sharing it?
No, I'm not entirely sure on how to share them. I don't know if it has to be. I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, here, let me stop the screen. Actually, no, let's go here. If you go to this website, it's best gold and silver laws in the United. So let's see. States where gold and silver have become legal tender. This is a great page to visit if you want to know which states might accept goldbacks next.
Okay.
And so already, oh man, I wish there was a list. So the best one is West Virginia. It's a very high likely chance that West Virginia might be sometime soon. Wyoming is there. Utah. Arizona is another big one. Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Indiana, Missouri, Louisiana, Tennessee, and South Carolina.
And I was hoping that Wyoming would be on the list since they have their own.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the only one that is not on the list that there is a goldback for is New Hampshire. And New Hampshire's known to be rebels, even though their laws don't necessarily reflect that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, if you want to know which states are probably next, just go ahead and do a quick search on the best gold and silver legal tender laws out there.
Excellent. Which, for people that don't know on goldbacks, can you explain? Because we were showing the $1, and like I ordered this one from you,
Mm-hmm.
and some people might not get the thing of these are not like the same. So here's the $1 compared to this one. That these come in different sizes for a reason.
Yeah. So what you have there is not actually a goldback. That is like an RM. It's a different brand. They don't have, like, I don't think you would be able to spend that in a store. It's just pretty cool to have. Maybe you might gift it. And also it holds value because we'll buy it back if you want to. Gold backs, there's five denominations with gold backs. There's the ones, here we go.
There you go.
Okay. And then here's a 5. The 5 is just a little bit bigger. The 5 has 5 times the amount of gold that are in a 1 gold back. Here's a 10. The 10's a little bit thicker than all the rest, and it has 10 times the amount of gold compared to 1 gold back. And that's the size. I'm kind of squaring it up at the bottom there. So this one is a 25. Again, 25 times the amount of gold. And there you go. And then the last one is a 50, and you can really tell the thickness on a 50. It is quite a bit bigger than all the rest. It's thicker, and taller and wider than all the rest. And I would say the 50 right now, the 50 is like having a $200 bill in your pocket. The 25 is like having a $100 bill in your pocket. The 10 is like a 50, I think. And then all the way down to the 1, it's like having $4 in your pocket.
Yep. And with having the different sizes, you do on your website offer a gold back wallet.
Yes, exactly. Here's one of the first gold back wallets ever made. It's lasted quite a while. And of course it does, have enough space in there to fit the gold backs without damaging them.
Perfect. I wanted to make sure that people knew that, because the way they come in different sizes and everything, it might be a little thing like, well, wait, how do I carry it? Well, you solved that problem on that one.
Yeah, and one other thing too. So this one, I'm going to go ahead and fold it. I'm going to damage it, right? What's kind of cool is when you do fold it, you can also tell it's real gold. If you hold it up to a light, light will actually shine through it. And rest assured, even though it's damaged, I can go to UPMA, United Precious Metals Association.org, upma.org, and they will exchange this 1-for-1 for a crisp one.
Nice. That's good to know. Very good
Does that
to
make
know.
sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then as you...
It's just like a dollar bill and going to the bank. You can damage this as long as it looks like a gold back and it still has the gold in it. You can just exchange it for a brand new crisp one.
And then as you said on the ones, so as you kind of get some decorative ones, you also can buy there we go. If I can get it in there to where it's not. So there's silverbacks that's got the really nice dragons and things. But it's kind of like on this, for a silverback, it's more, what would you say, maybe collectible?
Yeah, definitely. Like one silverback has like 2.3 cents of silver inside of it. And so it's because it's limited. I mean, oh man, I've seen a silverback with the right serial number sell for over $1,000 for a really low, 2-digit serial number. Yeah, it's pretty insane. I mean, if you want to preserve wealth, I gotta be careful with what I say. If you want to preserve wealth, I would not buy a silverback. Silverbacks are just cool. Goldbacks preserve wealth, and they're not like as a speculative instrument as maybe a silverback would be.
Yes. And it's one of those ones for me because I do like the weird stuff. And so like I purchased my 1 pound of copper.
Oh, awesome.
It's just fun, as well as I had it. Oh, here it is. My 1 ounce. Let's see if I can get it in there. That is 1 ounce of titanium.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so it's one of them things. I had somebody ask me, they go, why did you buy that? And I go, why not? It's fun and it's a metal and whatnot. But it's one of those things I get people all the time that ask me about this. And they're going, well, gold is what? 20, how much is gold now an ounce? 2000?
2020.
something like that. And they go, well, I can't do that. And then they start doing the questioning of silver, and I can't afford stuff. And I'm sitting here going, well, they make like 1 gram of silver, and a gram's a buck something. If you can afford $1 and you can buy a gram, then you buy another gram and another gram, and eventually you have enough that you can trade it in and get a whole ounce.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. One thing that also turned me on to Goldbacks, yeah, I mean, you might kind of knock on it like, oh, the premium is really
Mm-hmm.
high on Goldbacks, right? In a Goldback, 1/1000th of an ounce, it's about $2 of actual gold in there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, now, but I don't really think that matters too much
Nope.
because you can trade them for $4.22 each.
Yep.
And worst case scenario, right? Let's say you buy them and you might be a little bit shy and don't know how to pitch them. You can sell them back to us for 5% less than what we sell them for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of similar. That's like similar kind of spread with like a gold eagle.
Mm-hmm.
If you buy this for $2,000 today, and then you decide to sell it the same day to the same dealer, most likely they'll give you 5% less than what they're selling it for, just to stay in business.
Yeah. And that goes a lot into it. So if you take and you start buying, as you said, it was $3.78, I think, for one of the $1 Goldbacks.
89, yeah.
Yeah, 89. Okay. So we're talking without shipping, you're talking $4 for a Goldback. You could take those Goldbacks and save them up, and then move up to a 10 or a 50 or one of those.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I definitely want to stress, and most gold dealers probably wouldn't say this, but you don't buy gold to get rich.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have a firm belief that the Goldback was made to make transacting easy.
Yes.
I mean, who can buy, a carton of eggs with 1/1000th of an ounce if it wasn't a Goldback?
Mm-hmm.
I really, other than that, I truly believe, I mean, this has its place in the gold and silver ecosystem. Like if you have like an extreme amount of wealth, let me show you. This is 1 ounce of gold. Okay. This is 1 ounce of Goldbacks, meaning this is 1 ounce of gold in the form of Goldbacks, right? Now, if you want to buy 50 ounces of gold, I would say get the gold coins because
Mm-hmm.
it's smaller.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you'd probably have like a tube of these.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, yeah, that's a lot. Like if you want to put this in your emergency pack, that's a lot to be carrying around.
Yep.
Now, I also tell you too that when Goldbacks first started, I got the 5s and the 10s, and we just put these inside of our emergency packs.
Mm-hmm.
I was old fashioned. I literally had cash under my mattress for a rainy day.
Mm-hmm.
And when I learned that, oh man, inflation is just eating away at my cash, that's when I was like, well, it wouldn't hurt to put Goldbacks under the mattress instead.
Mm-hmm.
And especially since they're really liquid, if you need cash, you can get it pretty dang quickly. And so, yeah, we just decided in our emergency packs, we would put Goldbacks, and under a mattress, we would replace the cash under there too.
And the designs on them are beautiful. You're paying for some artwork too.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one other thing too, I would hate. I don't want people to be fearful or or get greedy or anything like that. I'll show you an example. This is one of our collector Goldbacks. It's a 2019, like first day of issue. Like it's the first 50, one of the first 50s made in 2019. These are like selling for $3,000. So it was purchased for around like $180 back in 2019. And then their value just skyrocketed because when Goldbacks first started, they made quite a few. They didn't make very many Goldbacks.
Mhm.
And then since the popularity just like took off, all of a sudden for these early ones, there's a whole lot more demand right now than the demand they had back in the day, which makes the price go way up. Especially if you get, if you get someone who's OCD and has to complete their collection. I mean, they're gonna pay whatever it is
Mhm.
to ease their OCD into completing their collection.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
And
So
actually,
and
no,
as we go, as more states and as the popularity grows, yeah, sure, you might be able to spend a Goldback right now for $4.22, but maybe in the future, maybe the 2024s might be a lot more rare because they made a lot less of them than they are in the future.
yeah, and it would make. I mean, it's a preservation of wealth. This is not a thing to where you're buying something. You are literally buying gold.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Which I believe, I don't know no, I don't think they did. I think they sent to me an email form and you were just talking about it. So you have the little sign that you put out of we accept Goldbacks. Is there something that you could actually take? There it is. Is there something that you could actually maybe go to a small business or a store and maybe, you know, present something to them to maybe for them to consider taking gold back?
Yeah, absolutely. So these, we essentially give them out for free. I mean, on our website, they're 15 cents, which is way under the production cost of these. And the 15 cents is essentially just to cover shipping, the extra weight.
Mhm.
I mean, you can get a bunch of these and just hand them out. Like, you probably don't even have to say anything. It helps if you say something as to what a Goldback is. But, there's nothing that stops people from having these signs up. And expressing the alternate currency they'd prefer to use.
Excellent. And then I even remember, if I saw it correctly on your website, not only do you accept the forms of payment, but you even accept crypto.
Yeah, we accept crypto. All, like, a lot of the major ones,
Mhm.
Bitcoin, Litecoin, even Dogecoin. I don't know. It's a joke, but I guess we're keeping the joke going.
I
Um,
still have some, so it's okay.
I hope you didn't buy it when it was like 21 cents or anything.
No, I actually lucked in at whatever, and I rode the train to 70 cents or whatever, and I let it go, and all my friends sold, and then it went.
Awesome. Yeah.
The,
So yeah, Goldbacks are not like Dogecoin. um, it's actually something real, and it's not a joke, and you can really spend it. And one big difference too is, I don't want to go I don't want to go too conspiratorial on you guys, but I just don't trust our government at all. And these $100 bills,
Mhm.
like, what's to say that there's not a technology in there that actually traces it?
Yep.
Like, yeah.
Mhm.
Um, with Goldbacks, you can confirm, since it's privately minted, there's no big money behind it.
Mhm.
There's no tracking device inside of
Yep.
this, and you know that for sure. But these things, I mean, that little band in there, that's right here. You can't even see. You probably can't even see it. What the freak is that?
Yep. Yep. And then not
And
only that,
yeah, even there's articles online saying, "Hey, it's possible."
well, not only that, if something happens, it literally is a piece of paper. It's fire
Yeah,
tender.
yeah,
Where if something happens, I'm holding gold. Like.
yeah. And also the big difference between Goldbacks, and why I think it's the ultimate trading currency is, um, I'll give you this example, right? If a customer sends us a gold eagle to sell, What am I going to do with it? Well, I need to verify that it's real. There's plenty of fakes out there. And so what I'll do is I'll scan it with our $2,000 machine. I will, I'll ping it to make sure it makes the right sound. I'll measure it. I'll do a water displacement test. And then after the end of all of that, I'll also say a prayer, hoping that it's real gold. And when a customer sells us a gold back, what do? We just count it. There's no counterfeits out there. I mean, to make the technology, to get the technology to make this, it's quite a few $1 million to get the technology to I want to say electroplate, but I know that's not right. And then laminate it with it and to make it even look like a gold back. To make a fake gold coin, you can get a press for $50,000, and with a little bit of know-how, you can fake these pretty easily.
So, and get your money back, because if you're going to spend millions of dollars to get $4 of a gold back versus $50,000 for a $2,000 coin, yep. And then also with stores, like if a store accepts these, if they want to accept a gold coin, I mean, they have to have the equipment to be able to do it, which is, for us, it's a $2,000 X-ray machine that allows us to scan these and feel somewhat comfortable accepting it. With a gold back, you don't need any special equipment to accept them. You can feel the reverse image on the back. You can, if you hold it up to the sun, it glows, I think, like purple. And yeah, it's just the superior form of currency. Oh yeah. And that's going to come down to it. And so I think a lot of people, to get into this, because it's a new thing to a lot of people look and see, they see the silver eagle, the gold eagle, they see, the Liberty and things like that. It's recognizable. But when it comes to gold back, it really is a good investment.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's see, on your thing, on your website, you sell gold backs, and that's really kind of like the specialty, kind of the main thing of it. But you do sell some other things I even saw platinum?
Did you say platinum?
Yeah, is it platinum on there?
Yeah, there's platinum. Yeah. There's just a few items of platinum. Why I like platinum is if gold and silver are way up and you missed it, just buy platinum because it's way down, and it kind of reverses itself.
Yes, and then I saw that you had bars and coins on there as well.
Yeah, we sell most all of it. I mean, we are a small gold and silver company. We push out a big majority of the gold backs out there because we're competitive and we can maneuver a lot faster than maybe some of the bigger guys. But yeah, we try to have as many gold and silver products that we can. And most what you see on there, I mean, we do have silver eagles and gold and silver rounds and things like that. But for the most part, a lot of the gold and silver that you'd buy on the website that's not gold backs or the ones I just mentioned are going to ship directly from the supplier. So kind of like a drop shipping thing. Now we can blow other, other prices out of the water. Like I believe our silver eagles are, I think it's like $1.50 under the lowest price that JM Bullion has. But the only thing you want to look out for is the supplier charges $25 in shipping. So you'll want to make sure you're at least buying 25 silver rounds or coins to be able to beat their prices.
Gotcha.
If it's less than 25, then yeah, you might as well go with JM Bullion or some of the big box stores.
Very good to know. I did have a subscriber ask me, is there any metals that somebody starting out should be cautious of?
I mean, there's plenty of fakes out there.
Hmm.
So yeah, just the other day, I honestly I would be cautious about silver or gold bars. And not, I mean, if a gold bar is, outside of plastic, I would say it's fine. But as soon as you put it inside a case, like most of the mints do, that's a way to conceal some of the properties. And you would essentially need a machine, like a $2,000 machine, to scan that and see if it's real. Just the other day, one of my friends, he works at the gas station. He called me and said, "Hey, I broke my leg and I have no job, no income, and so can you buy this gold bar?" And I told him, "Yeah, but I have to test it first." And then I was kind of joking because I didn't expect it to be fake. But I was like, if a magnet sticks to it, it's fake. And he's like,
Hmm.
hold on, let me go get a magnet. And so he gets a magnet and then he sticks it to it and it sticks. And he's like, hey, what does it mean if it sticks again? I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. Like, I wish I could buy it from you. But and this particular gold product, it was in a plastic cover. It was in a case. I mean, maybe not exactly like this, but something similar.
Hmm.
And they conceal, like, you can flick it up and it will sound like gold. And that's a good way to determine. But if it's magnetic, it'll sound like, I don't know, like just dull. There's not really any good ring to it. And that's how they really conceal those fakes. So I would be very cautious about gold bars that are in the plastic unless you can get it, tested. A lot of times you'll find things on like Craigslist and things like that. Don't even entertain those offers unless you guys meet up at a coin store and they can verify it, and you pay the um, whatever fee it is that the coin store verifies it for you. Um, so yeah, just be extra careful, especially on Craigslist. I don't mind, if you're looking for a good deal, you can find good deals out there,
Hmm.
but just make sure that they're real. And yeah, that's all I can say.
I like it. Which I want to make Off Grid Master happy right there. A good conspiracy theory. I'm going to say there's probably no gold in Fort Knox. We'll go with that one.
That's a good one. I mean, and another thing, now that you talk about it, like, so if the government does a gold backed CBDC, okay, let's just say if they do that, like, how do you know that the gold's actually there? You
Hmm.
don't. Like, I honestly, I know Lynette Zhang says this all the time. I bring it a step farther. Like, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. If you can't get gold out of your CBDC and hold it in your hands, most
Hmm.
likely it does not exist. I know in Texas they're working on like a Texas or a gold-backed currency, or trying to make a gold-backed currency legal in Texas. But and all these patriots are like, "Oh, I love it! Yes, finally, we're on the gold standard and whatnot." But if you can't hold it in your hand, I don't know that it exists. And
Yep.
you could be just faked out that, oh, good. Okay. And psychology is real.
Hmm.
Um, if you think that something's gold, then all of a sudden your spending habits will be different. You'll
Hmm.
probably be like, oh, okay, then I can just spend it like normal, and the world continues turning. Um, Psychology is a big thing. If you yell, and this is what happened this winter or last winter, they said, "Hey, look, there's a diesel shortage. Everyone go get diesel before it's gone," right?
Hmm.
And then so what does people do? They go out, they buy diesel, all of a sudden there's a diesel shortage.
Yeah.
Like, psychology is a real thing, and a big part of buying gold and silver is checking yourself
Hmm.
that you're not letting emotions decide your buying habits. Like, I've seen so many people, they see gold go up to 2060, 2070, 2080, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is it. And then they just unload the bank account, they unload the IRA, everything, and it's like clockwork. I know, I've done this plenty of times to know that no, it'll equalize, it'll go back down. Just check yourself. I think dollar cost averaging is a great way to buy gold and silver because it's a logical way of doing that. You can also look into strategies like portfolio balancing. For example, if, let's say you want 50-50 gold and silver dollar value, right? Let's say that silver goes way high up. Well, you want to balance your portfolio. So what will you buy next? Oh, gold, to make it go back up so that you're buying whatever's undervalued, relatively speaking. And, or let's say you hit a rough spot in life and you need money. Well, your silver's up here. Okay, let's sell silver to get back down to even, so the 50-50 split. That's a good way to keep your emotions out of the game. So yeah, any other questions?
Yeah, if you guys have questions, we are 100% live, so you guys can go through, which again, anybody that can't make it, thank you for watching the replay. Let me see. Okay. There's another one that a viewer sent in of, can you explain the difference between other forms of precious metals, such as junk silver, constitutional silver, and things like that?
Okay, junk silver. Let's see if I... Okay, here's a junk silver dime. Junk silver, it's very recognizable. I love it as like a bartering instrument. The only problem, and we're working on this, is no one knows how to value them. Okay, if you go to, and I'll tell you this, I bought $40,000 worth of concrete. Okay, and I had a big old box of silver rounds, and I was like, hey, do you take silver? And he says, yeah, I do. And so I was like, well, how do we value this silver box? And he's like, well, what spot right now? And then I'm like, these are worth way more than spot. They're probably worth, at that time, $1 more than spot. So I'll trade it to you for $1. And we ended up meeting in between. The problem with these are quite valuable. If someone pays you spot for them, that they ripped you off. Again, you would probably want something more like 20% above spot for, like a silver dime, anything junk. We're currently working on a website. Now, if you visit it, you will not be impressed at all. It's called defyfiat.com. So, and what it does is it gives you a fair price, a happy medium between those two, that you'd be able to exchange, your gold and silver coins for. Now, again, if someone comes up to you wanting to trade a gold coin, you don't want to be very careful that it's not fake. And I mean, I'm trying, the goal for that website is to, put like a bunch of put measurements and everything, help the user be prepared to, call out like a fake coin or bar. But yeah, I mean, these are great, but they really don't have like a set value like associated with them as compared to like the gold back. They do have a value that's pretty recognizable. Yeah. Now, junk silver, I would say for barterability, junk silver is great. It's very recognizable. I don't think, not too many people would try to counterfeit one of these. because I mean it's a lot of work going into stamping it and so forth. And also, I mean, if you do make a counterfeit one, the government will probably be very angry and you could be put in jail. So, I mean, it has that protection around it. The only ones that I've really seen that are counterfeited are like the super rare errors. And yeah, so yeah, I mean, it wasn't too long ago we purchased something on eBay and they didn't send us the right item. They sent us a super rare silver dollar. And it was worth more than what we were purchasing if it was real. But it was fake. You can tell the error wasn't correct and so forth. And so yeah, I got my money back. I returned it and yeah. But I mean, people are sly. A fake silver dollar can be made of real silver, but just the what you think you're buying isn't necessarily real.
Right. And I've had people ask me too, when you go, like they're just starting out, and I'll pass it off to you on like what would be some good advice. And my thing is, when you first start out, it's really fun to get like, you know, the cool designs and the things that are, but then you become emotionally attached to it. And so you will either, one, you're going to pay a lot more than what it's worth, or two, when it comes time to where you're like, man, I kind of need to sell something, you're attached to it. And so you really kind of hang on instead of using it for monetary value. And so that's why I will pick up things like just a, you know, really kind of horrible design, you know, I have no emotional attachment. It's just 1 ounce of silver. And so if I ever need to, here you go, you know?
Yeah. Now, one other thing, I mean, gosh, I love Lynette Zhang. And I personally have, you know, the pre-1933 gold coins in my personal collection. And I just use it as a savings, right? If I really need the money, then yeah, I would sell some of them. But I'll tell you one thing, and I like the pre-1933 coins because they're hard to get rid of. It's a good savings because it's hard to touch it. And only, you know, I mean, for each coin's different. You know, they have like a different rating, like MS 60 through 65 on them. And I would have to really be detailing the coin and saying, you know, specifically, this is an MS 65. I'd have to take pictures of every single one that I sell. I personally like that because it's harder for me to touch. But I would say if you're just getting into it, don't forget the graded coins. I would say I like that silver bar that you have, just because it just represents money to me. There's no really inherent extra value inside of it.
Yeah, it's just a little, it gives you your thing. So it's got the one little troy ounce, 99 silver and things like that. And that's the whole reason I got it. It's silver. If I need to do something, there you go.
Yeah. Now, so I mean, people, they can sell you a really nice fancy rock. It's still a rock in the end. And I mean, if you have, like, for this coin, this is graded. I would have to find, if I wanted to sell this, I would have to find the right buyer, the one who wanted an MS 69 $10 gold eagle from 1986.
Yeah.
I would avoid those. But I mean, that's just me. What I would say is just to get the most value for your dollar.
Which is kind of almost like a tiered system. When you're starting out, you can start out small. And then as you gain a little bit of wealth, then you can kind of go to those kind of fun and nifty designs. And then you can kind of really go up to some of them rares and things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. I like it on all of that. And I'll share one with you. I was shopping not too long ago on eBay, and one of my favorite things to do is I like the odd designs. And I ran across one. It was a 1 ounce coin, and it had the Easter bunny. It said Happy Easter. Nobody was bidding on this thing. I ended up winning it for like 50 cents over what it was with free shipping. So I initially basically got my money for 50 cents. But I was looking at some of the other designs, and there was one that had a unclothed female stamped into it, and I wanted to watch it. That thing sold for $148, 1 ounce silver.
Wow.
Yeah, there's nothing special about it. I'm going, why did you pay so much?
Oh, wow. Man,
Yeah.
maybe. So I actually, I bought a bunch of random design silver rounds, and I did get the nude lady.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, I try to stay away from like pornography and stuff like that. So I just gave it to my friend who I knew was into that stuff. And so, and man, maybe I should have sold it.
You should have sold it. That's why I like the ones, because people get emotionally attached. They see the firearm, or they see the snake or the flag, and they will pay a good price. And then they're like, well, I don't want an Easter bunny. And I'm like, I do. I'll take it.
Yeah. Here, let me show you one thing. That's pretty cool. Okay.
Gotcha. And while he's doing that, anybody has any questions, go ahead and drop it over. We will still answer it.
Okay. One thing that's pretty unique is the smaller you get with coins, the more expensive premium, the higher the premium will be. And what we're trying to do here at Defy the Grid is we're trying to find a way to get really cheap fractional silver. Mm-hmm. And what we found is this. Mm-hmm. This is called a divisible round. And it's a little bit higher than like the price of a normal round. It has like, you know, a nice art of a gold panner on the reverse. And then this side, if you get like a chisel, you can divide this into 4 pieces. And on each piece, it has, you know, 1/4 of an ounce. This is just something kind of cool. We're also working on getting some silver bars. So 1 ounce silver bars that are divided into 4 on the reverse. So you can use a chisel to get that. That's pretty cool. I mean, as you can get things like this, and as long as, you know, it's pretty close to what you would pay for like, you know, a 1 ounce round or something like that, I would say it's like a good value. Mm-hmm. Especially for what it is. Like I used to sell these for $39 on eBay, and people would buy them. I would probably sell like 5 a day for $39. But I mean, that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to disrupt the market and offer these innovative ideas at more affordable prices. Mm-hmm. So, I like it. So yeah, that's my show and tell.
Which is great, because I did see on the website. Do you have them, or is that a drop ship item?
Oh yeah, we have them. We stock them. We actually get them locally from a mint here in town. It's called Quality Silver Bullion, QSB. So yeah, it's a pretty cool item. And these are the only things we buy for them is, you know, the divisible rounds and bars.
Which I don't have, and so after this, I'm going to be making a purchase.
Okay.
Which, for everybody, in all of my videos, I do an affiliate link with Defy the Grid. If you click on that, it'll go there. And then I'm also going to drop a coupon code, and that will give you 1%.
That's right.
1% off your order on goldbacks. So if you guys are interested in goldbacks, now you have a way to go straight to it. You'll be able to get 1% off, and then that money will go towards the channel, which we'll do fun things with. So there's all of that. Now we're getting close to the end of everything, and so we're going to go into your, because I saw your eyes kind of go on when we talked about CBDC. Do you think that CBDC is coming?
Absolutely. There's no question about it. I mean, we've overspent. The good times are coming to a close, and the CBDCs are their last ditch effort to control everything before just total disaster. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, and in comparison, I think it'll be much worse than the Depression.
I
Now,
agree.
yeah, and because I mean the numbers are just so much bigger. The leverage is so much bigger than the 1920s. Everything is just exponentially bigger than there. I mean, even the printing. But I do think that there's going to be a big crash first. Oh wait, the depression was a crash. Yeah,
Mhm.
but I do think that I mean inflation is headed towards us again. I don't want to so fear.
Right.
I don't want anyone to be fearful because as soon as you're fearful, those emotions will make you do stupid things, and
Hmm.
you would also probably lose a lot of money too
Yep.
if you listen to everything that Jim Cramer says. You'll probably be broke.
I love it on that. Which it kind of gives away on, because we always preach this on here. You don't let emotions go, because emotions make you do dumb things, and that leads to bad things. So if CBDC comes and we get things like goldbacks to protect and preserve our wealth, how bad could CBDC actually be for people?
So here's my view of everything.
Mhm.
I recently bought some plane tickets, and on the plane tickets it said, "Congratulations, you used 11% less emissions by purchasing this ticket." And so, I mean, to me, it doesn't really matter. I don't see how one plane could produce more emissions than another plane going to the same destination. And granted, this plane flight had like 2 layovers.
Oof.
Um, and like, how does that save emissions? Like, I have no idea. But it occurred to me that what they will do with these CBDCs, and just this is just one example, is
Mhm.
this emissions thing. Um, these companies, if they do everything that the big banks like them to do, or the central
Mhm.
bank wants them to do, suddenly they will have their all of a sudden their jets will consume less fuel,
Mhm.
right? And they would be the preferred vendor, right? Now, all of us, if we don't shop with the preferred vendor, we're
Mhm.
going to be damaged. We're
Mhm.
our some of our rights, our privileges are going to be taken away. And that's how I see a CBDC, is just a mode of control. Those who are compliant on both levels, not only the businesses, but also the consumers, that will dictate where the economy goes.
Yep.
Um, Now, I mean, there's other things too. Let's say you love hamburgers. I love hamburgers.
Mhm.
They could program your money and say, hey, you can't buy hamburgers, or you've had too many hamburgers, where the gold back would be a solution. I've seen people at stores where I bring up a gold back, and they were like, yeah, we don't accept that, but can I buy it? And then I'll
Yep.
pay with my credit card. Um, and yeah, I mean, I think probably the best thing that could happen to the gold back is a CBDC,
Mhm.
or the Fed, bringing the hammer down and stopping goldbacks. That would probably be the
Oh.
best thing, because all of a sudden your goldbacks would be collector's items, kind
Yep.
of like the Liberty dollar. But I don't want that to happen. But in case it does, and you're holding goldbacks, you're probably 25% richer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I'm still waiting. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that they come out with an Ohio Goldback. I really want one, so I'm sure one day it's going to come out. But yeah, I mean, I can see it too. The way that you have the fractional coins, because I get that all the time. If I have a gold bar and I want a chicken and they want half an ounce, how do I do this? And there's a solution. Same thing with a lot of your other ones when it comes to this. Once you get enough people that realize what a goldback is, and you start getting the value and everything, especially in the prepping world and the homesteading world, you can be outside the system. You're defying it.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
our sheep we bought with 1/10 ounce gold coins. We
Oof.
started with 2 sheep, and I killed them, but but on accident. It's sheep are tough. My probably best advice I could give you guys is not to get sheep. Um, they're the worst. They like from the time they're born, they're just. I think that you got to kill them before they kill themselves. That's the
Oh yeah,
goal.
and that's I think in my thing too. That's why they do lamb chops and not sheep chops.
Yeah, you kill them while they're young. Okay,
Yep, yep,
that's good.
yeah, and they're the opposite of what is it? It's turkey. They're opposite. Turkey, you've got to get them from here to here. Once you get them to here, you can't kill them. Sheep, you start here and you've got to get them right here, or else they'll just do it for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes. Let's see. Is there any more that I'm going to find? Because I had a ton of people. Everybody's always been asking, and I really wanted to get goldbacks out there. I always get a ton of the precious metals. What do I buy? Is it a good? How do I start out? And things like that. Um, I guess kind of like a last question would be for somebody that is trying to get into any sort of precious metals. What's that kind of first thing for them to maybe buy?
Well, for me, probably the best advice is, sure you might find a really good deal on something, but before you buy anything, I would make sure you have a good exit strategy.
Mhm.
For gold backs, I mean, a good exit strategy is either spending them or, selling them back to us. What I would do is make sure that the spreads, the buying price versus the selling price, are reasonable. And but the question went back to what's the good thing to get into.
Mhm.
Probably what has like the most utility are probably gold backs and junk silver.
Mhm.
I would say, you can do a lot of stuff with gold backs and junk silver with regards to bartering. I would say just start there and then see where that leads you. I mean, you might get into collectibles, but make sure you have the knowledge first before you hit bid or, yeah. I mean, before you buy like a really expensive collectible coin on eBay, make sure you know every single attribute of that coin and you can verify that it's real before you do it.
Oh,
Um,
that's good.
yeah, I mean, I feel so bad, when I have to tell people that something's fake. That's the worst part of my job. And I mean, yeah, I don't want anyone to do that.
Oh yeah, I could imagine that whole thing. Their everything is sitting right here in their hands, and you're looking at it going, "Yeah, that's fake, buddy."
Yeah, and then you have to see them, essentially just lose everything right in front of your eyes.
Yep. Yeah, I can only imagine on all that. So, I really appreciate your time and coming on, and I'm sure that we will have you back on because I'm sure as this goes out and everything, everybody's going to bombard me with questions.
Yeah, and
I will.
is there a way I can help with answering the questions? I don't know. After this, actually, is this chat pretty much permanent?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so I could like essentially respond to have like
yeah,
a bunch of responses at the end.
yep, absolutely, you can. And then Off Grid Master, if you will go ahead and post both links that we have. Is there anything else that they can find you on? I know you have the website and the Facebook.
Yeah, I don't have Facebook.
Okay.
Actually, maybe my wife set that up.
I was going to say, I think you do.
Yeah,
Either
okay.
that or somebody's playing you.
I don't do social media. Oh my gosh, my life has been so much oh gosh, so better. It's so much
Mhm.
better. Yeah, so much better without Facebook. Like, I don't know if you guys I'd hate to tell you guys to get off Facebook while you guys are
Mhm.
trying to follow my page, but if you find yourself angry, I mean, try getting rid of it. I mean, if your life improves, maybe that's a sign that you need to get rid of it for good.
Mhm.
Um, but oh my gosh, my life has been so much better without Facebook, without the stupid arguments with
Hmm.
people who will, you can show them something to their face and they just won't open their eyes. Um, yeah, my life is so much better without Facebook. But
Wait,
yeah, find us on Facebook, the link below over in the comments section. Either that, or I mean, if um, you can call us. Most likely, I'll answer the phone. I mean, we're that small where the owner is still answering the phone. We have maybe 2 employees who package up stuff for us. And I mean, if you have a question, and I'll do my best. Sometimes I hate the question of what should I buy, because I don't want to be put on the spot of pitching something to you that makes me make more money. Um, I definitely don't want to do that. I really want. I mean, I really believe in the gold back. I
hmm
believe that I just want people to be prepared for the worst.
hmm
When your paper is worth paper and everyone sees that.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Which real quick, I cannot believe. Are you telling me that you can actually live and function without seeing a picture of what your neighbor had for dinner?
That is, yeah, it's possible. It's hard, but it's possible.
Which also, I will remind you post kind of like little flash sales. I saw the one on, was it South Dakota? Was that the one?
I don't think. I mean, our gold backs are already priced the lowest we can possibly do.
Hmm.
So we sign a contract that we will not price below the
Right.
MMRP, and then, but how I get around that is I say that there's no fees with credit cards,
Hmm.
so that essentially I'm pricing it below because everyone else uses credit card fees.
Okay. Okay.
So, um, but what was the other question? Oh yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I sometimes I send out emails with like flash sales,
mhm.
like for examples, and it's mostly when customers sell us items and that we don't want to stock. Um, we usually just price them at the price that we purchased them for. So so yeah, keep an eye out on that. There is a deals page which you can look at the previous deals that we've had.
Mhm.
They're all sold out right now, but I think we do have like some 1/10 ounce silver bars um, that are pretty good, well priced.
Which which off grid master wants a flash sale on a gold back wallet.
You know, hey, I want to see here. Let me do that actually for the next. Let's see, 24 hours. The wallets are going to be $15. Um,
Oh.
so let's do that. Make sure you use the rural coupon code RURAL to get an
Mhm.
additional 1% off. But the $15 for the wallets, that's cost. That's what we buy the wallets for.
Ooh.
Uh, so
Ooh.
yeah, let's do that. 24 hours starting. Oh, what time is it? Starting right now, 4 p.m. Mountain Standard
Yep.
Time.
Yep. There we go. You know what? While you do that, since you are going to be extremely generous with everybody, because they had to watch all the way to the end to even hear this
Yeah,
one.
I wish
So
that you put it at the beginning. I honestly.
so, well, this will actually be a little bit more fun. So what I'm going to do is if anybody buys a gold back and sends me a picture that you actually have the gold back, then I will enter you into a contest and you will win a free Rural Report mug of your choice. And we
Sweet
will do
deal.
that. We'll do that for the next, because you ship really fast. So I will do it the next 7 to 10 days ish. We'll see how many people buy some gold backs and send some pictures in. So,
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much.
no, I appreciate it. So, everybody, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Off Grid Master, for modding. And we will definitely be having you back on because I'm sure, again, there's going to be a bunch of questions. Everybody's going to catch us on the replay. So, again, absolutely appreciate your time, sir. And thank you very much.
All right, thank you. And I'm literally editing the wallet price right now. So,
And I'm going to go and hit end, and then I'm going to go buy. So I'm going to get the first wallet.
perfect. Thank you so much.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Have a good one. And